Good morning everyone. Okay, today we have to discuss the remaining part from that syllabus, from the lesson, and what is our lesson name? Sorting materials into group. So last time what we discussed about the characteristics or some criteria to differentiate the things. Okay, so we discussed about the mass, volume, solid, liquid, gases, their differences, and how to understand the difference. Okay, so already we discussed the hardness, roughness, luster quality, etc. So last time we discussed about the solubility. So today we have to discuss the remaining part. So today we have to discuss the criteria, that is transparency. Transparency. In our home we have the windows, and window has the a door which is made up by, especially window covered by the glass. Okay, from that glass we can you can clearly saw whatever present in that side. Okay, but if you take something like this, see, this is made up by the glass. Okay, this paperweight. So from this paperweight, what is inside of that you can easily see this. But if you take this kind of a duster in front of you, just keep in your eyes, keep on it in front of your eyes. Can you see inside of this? No, we cannot see. So this is the difference, and on this difference, this kind of a difference is generally considered as transparency. This is generally considered as a transparency. So what is the transparency? If you are saying something which material, some matter is transparent. What is the word? Transparent. So you can see through them. See, this is the transparent. That's why I can see through them. But this is not transparent. So I cannot see through them. This is nothing but the most important criteria, one of the most important criteria to identify, to differentiate the things. So we can see through them only when light can pass through it. See, right now I have this paperweight which is made by the glass. So light can pass through it, and by that light, here which light? Sunlight. I can see this clearly. Are you getting on? Light rays. Sun rays can see. This is suppose the paperweight made by glass. This sun rays can pass through them, and that's why I can see this. But instead of this glass, if I choose this wooden block, the sun rays cannot go this way. They just come back. Light cannot pass through that wooden block. That's why I cannot see through them. So this is one of the very important criteria to differentiate things, distinguish the things, to distinguish the materials. So this is nothing but the transparency. Many things are there. So according to this transparency, they have a three type of materials. First, transparent material. Second, translucent material. See the words, it's very new word for you. Translucent. And last one, opaque. What is the word? Opaque. Transparent, translucent, and opaque. First, transparent. Transparent material means you can see through them. Light can transfer on it. Light can pass through them. This is nothing but the transparent, and one of the best example is glass. Okay, see, this is made by glass. So I can see from them. Light can enter on it, light can pass through them. So this is the transparent material. So what is transparent material means? Material which we can see through them, light can clearly pass through them. That is the transparent. An example is window panes, water, and air. Air, as you know, that air is very transparent. That's why we can see breathing, because in between many things there is an air, and due to this air, light can pass through them, so that we can able to see everything. Even water, as soon as you can see clearly from the water. because light is entered on it. Am I right? Window panes means which is made up by the glass. That's why you can easily identify the things. Is it clear? Transparent means which we can see through them. Light can pass through them. Is that okay to you, everyone? Okay, come back to the next point, that is translucent. Translucent means the materials which we can see through them partially. Which we can see through them partially. Partially means, yes, partially means in small, not completely see, but yes, some things, somewhere we can see through them. That is translucent. And one of the best examples for this translucent material is butter paper. It's a one kind of a paper which is easily available in market. If you saw through them, you can see some things, not clearly, but yes, you can see through them. So this is translucent. Butter paper, frosted glass. This is one kind of a glass which you can see through them, not so clearly, but yes, you can see through them. Some light can pass through them, some rays. Is it translucent? And last one, opaque, most important one. Opaque materials, which is the material light cannot pass through them, which is no light can pass through them, and we cannot see through them. Examples are wood, sand, brick. See, I have this wooden block in front of me, the duster. I cannot see anything because if you are keeping, I am keeping like this. Because light rays cannot pass through them, so I can't see. So this material is which material? Opaque. What is the word? Opaque. Transparent, translucent, opaque. Understood? Transparent means which can we can see through them. Light can pass through them. Translucent, we can see through them but small amount, partially, little bit. And last, opaque means we cannot see through them, light cannot pass through them, light cannot enter through them. This is nothing but the opaque. One of the examples are transparent glass, otherwise air, water. Translucent, butter paper, frosted glass. Opaque, sand, brick, wooden things, etc. They are not able to pass the light, that's why they comes to the opaque. Most of the times these questions are necessary. Examples are very important, and show the difference. Is that clear to you? Any doubt regarding this? Transparent, translucent, opaque, and their examples. Light can pass through them, we can see through them. Light partially passed, we can see partially. And opaque, light cannot pass, cannot enter, we cannot see through them. Is it okay to you, everyone? Good. Now we have to discuss the next most important part, that is density. Next criteria to identify the things, that is density. What is the density? Density is nothing but mass per unit volume. Mass per unit volume. We know the mass and we know the volume. What is the mass? How much amount present on it, and volume, how much space they occupy. The ratio means the division, mass divided by volume, what we get, this is generally considered as a density. Means how much they have a mass and how much they occupy space. This ratio is converted into a new term. It has a new term, and the name of that new term is density. Mass per unit volume. Means according to their mass, how much they occupy space, this quantity is generally considered as a density. So why the necessary density and how it is related to identify the things? Okay, I will explain. I will give you one example. Take some things and just keep throw in the water some things which you want, like suppose you have taken sand, simple sand, throw on water. Otherwise you take iron and nails and throw out in a water. And second, you just take this wooden duster or wooden block and just throw on water. Observe it, what happens. Iron and nails are sink into the water, means they are going deeper to the water at the bottom. And wooden block is float on the water. What is the difference? How it happens? Both are materials. So if one's float, or second will be must float, otherwise two should go to the bottom. But why it happened? One is sink and one is floating. This criteria to identify the things is based on density, mass per unit volume. If something having low density than particular water, then it's float on the water. And suppose if they have a density, means this mass volume ratio more than water, then they easily sinks on a water. Is it clear? If that density is having low quantity than water, then it flows on the water. And if you have a more quantity, then obviously it sinks on the water, because water cannot hold them. That's why we can easily identify floating things or non-floating things. Is it clear? That's why wooden block having low density, that's why it floats. But iron nails has low density, more density than water, that's why it's sink. Is it clear? The substance which has a greater density than water, that's why it sink on water. Example is iron nail, and the density who has the substance which having low density, they can easily float on the water. Is it clear to you? Today we discussed the two things, transparency to helpless and density. 1 mark definition most important. What is density? Mass per unit volume. Otherwise, like this, true or false question. If the substance has greater density than water, then it can float. It's true or false? False. If they have the greater density than water, then it sink in the water. This is the truth statement. And if they have a lower density, it can flow. If they don't have a lower density, they have greater density, then it can sink on the water, sink in the water. Is it clear to you? Any doubt? Transparency, transparent, translucent, opaque. Glass, frosted glass. And last example is wooden blocks or bricks. Mass per unit volume, it's a density. If greater density than water, it sinks, and if they have a lower density, it floats. Is it clear to you? Okay, we stop here, remaining afterwards. Have a good day.